Welcome to another weekly edition of the Hellraiser blog with Mickey Elliott. We're here at the Limehouse Marina Elite Fitness Centre, and what a lovely venue it is. Mickey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, Sean.
Good. We're going to press on with some news, but first we're going to start off with something closer to the Hellraiser, and it's Darryll Williams.
Darryll Williams. So Darryll was managed by Dean Powell, a very good friend of mine, who unfortunately isn't with us anymore. Started managing Darryll, and we've just built him up on Hellraiser shows, small boxing. He's been brought up. First time he ever boxed was actually on the Frank Warren show, and he boxed against one of my guys, journeyman that I had. I remember watching Darryll, thinking, do you know, if someone could sort of take all the good points of Darryll and get all that focus and energy and everything, all the strength, everything that he's got, and maybe sort of tailor it a little bit, mould it a little bit, I think you could have like a really good fighter. Because he beat my guy on points, but because he was making so many mistakes, I sort of thought he still gave him a hard time. But I thought if we could cut out the mistakes and accentuate on the good things that he does, we'll have a really good fighter in Darryll. So it's I suppose it's not a short-term project, because taking a boxer and trying to get him to change 90% of what he does takes time, but gradually he's improved. He's been training under Eddie Hearn at the iBox gym down in Bromley, and took him to Vegas. Even in the 2 weeks that I went to Las Vegas with him last year, we just spent, because there was only two of us went out there. Normally I go out there for cost reasons. I take sort of, several boxers at a time. We'll go half a dozen sometimes, but just me and Darryll. So we just talked through breakfast, lunch, dinner, every space in between. Every time we weren't in the gym, we were just talking about yesterday's sparring, tomorrow's sparring. We did this, we tried this, tomorrow we're going to try it this way. And I just saw an improvement in Darryll, confidence-wise as well, because out there he was sparring with guys that were in the top 10 in the world, and guys that boxed in the Olympics, and signed with Golden Boy in top rank. And our understanding of each other, and Darryll's understanding of himself, I think, really progressed massively. And like I say, he's working with Eddie Hearn, who's very smart, very understated. See all these trainers putting all like big, bolshy sort of statements out and trying to sort of sculpt it as it's all about them half the time, the trainer, not the boxer. Eddie's the complete opposite of that. He's a guy that does a really good job, and he's done a really good job with Darryll. And we're seeing the results, And Darryll's a very, to meet him, because he doesn't express himself that sort of specifically. Darryll can be quite gruff sometimes, like to the point, like boom. But he's a very intelligent guy, very smart cookie. And working with Eddie, they progress, and now we're at a point where, okay, with Darryll, he's ready to fight for title. He's already the Southern Area champion. No one would fight him. He gave up the Southern Area title because we struggled like mad to find anyone that would fight him, and when we eventually did, at the last one, Richard Horton, he knocked out in a round, stopped in a round, we decided, okay, now we're going to step up. So Darryll's going to fight for maybe like an Intercontinental or something a bit bigger. With that, you get big sanctioning fees. I always see myself, my position in boxing, people ask me, what exactly do you do in boxing? Well, actually, I do everything. I manage, I promote, I matchmake, I'm an agent, I'm a consultant for company. I do everything you could imagine in professional boxing. I do it. If I had to say one thing that I am maybe before everything else, I'd say I'm a manager, because I have a TV deal with London Live. It's not millions of pounds. It's not like a Sky deal or a BoxNation deal. It's what it is. So I see myself more of a manager. So in Darryll's situation, me personally, I would probably make more money if I just put him on my Hellraiser shows and keep him there, and he keeps selling his tickets. But my motivation for this actually isn't to make money out. My motivation is to build fighters and put them onto a bigger platform and help them achieve the highest they can. And Darryll's at that point now. He's outgrown Hellraiser. He's ready now to fight for WBO, Intercontinental, Internationals. He has to, otherwise he's not really motivated. I don't want him going stale, going over old ground. It's time for him to step up. So we sat down with different promoters, and one of which was Frank Warren, and that's who decided to sign with. So I still manage Darryll. I still have a strong connection with him, and we'll be working together, with Frank and with BoxNation. His first fight is on June the 9th. It's a 10-rounder. It's a Thursday night. It'll be at York Hall. And I'm really looking forward to I know Darryll is really up for the challenge. He's ready to step up. And the time is right now for him to get exposure. Getting the timing right for exposure is very important, because if you've got a guy who's still at a learning stage, which Darryll has, because he didn't have an extensive amateur career, and when he came into the pros, he was wild. Imagine Mike Tyson, but minus the defining skill factor. He was a bit like that, right? He just went in and it was crash bang wallop, Vaseline, sweat flying all over the place. When you landed a good shot, he knocked people out, but it was a bit hit and miss. Now, he's much more refined. Now he is a calculating knockout artist. He is a guy who has a perfect style for professional boxing, and it's very entertaining, not just for... I'm someone I can watch Klitschko and get excited about it. Not many people can do that. It just looks like heavyweight boxing. Darryll Williams now, like the technical side of it, something I get excited about, but now Darryll Williams, he's exciting to everybody. Someone who knows nothing about boxing can watch Darryll Williams and get excited, because it's big punches, it's high intensity, it's loads of shots. He has that spirit about him where he goes in there looking for big knockouts. He doesn't want to outpoint people, he wants to take their head off. He wants to absolutely annihilate everyone in front of him, and that's why people are going to get excited about him. Now that he's got that platform that BoxNation will give him to go and show the fighter that he is, all he has to do is deliver on the night what I know he's capable of, and you're going to see a really, really good few nights out of Darryll Williams. It's actually in the deal. He can still box on Hellraiser shows, and I'm a little bit sad that he's not going to be on those shows, because quite often at the end of the night we've worked so hard for like 2 months on one event. We do the show, we might break even or even lose money, but if Darryll Williams won the Southern Area title, I still leave there with a glow. We were feeling happy, and that's given me a lot of pleasure. And we got him on London Live, where he beat Horton in a round, and we saw on social media like a mass, like an explosion of tweets and Facebook posts about him. And now you're going to have it on BoxNation. It's going to be 10 times what it was previously.
Well, it's nice to see that someone you've put some time in is reaping the benefits. Something else that must be nice to see is bets coming in. Last week, the week before, we talked about Canelo Khan, and what you said happened.
Right. Do you know what my big problem with? I've got a huge gambling problem. Let me tell you, this is my gambling problem at the moment. Yeah, we did. So we got it right. It was we predicted a 6-round win for Canelo, and look, you can't. If it had been in 5, it would have been 5. It had to be 8. It could have been 8. But having analysed it, if you watch my analysis of the fight, you'll see I've taken a lot of time into looking into all different aspects of it, and I thought, right, well, when is it most certain to end? Round 6, and it ended up being round 6. My big gambling problem at the moment is this. I've just bought a house in Bethnal Green, meaning I've got no money, meaning that I couldn't actually put a bet on it because I haven't got any funds to actually bet. But it was nice to get the round correct, and hopefully there'll be many more. It's strange, last year I think we had something like 7 out of 8 correct, and a lot of those were not the favourite, were either evens or odds against, or some of them were like 10 to 11. I still had a guy come to me at York Hall saying, "Oh, you cost me," because when Klitschko fought Fury, I actually thought Klitschko would win. I wanted Fury to win, but I thought Klitschko would. So I predicted Klitschko's win, and Klitschko ends up getting beat. And I thought, this guy's just told me that he took the winnings from one bet, put them on the next one, the winnings from that one, put them on the next one. So his coffers had swelled, and then he put the whole lot on Klitschko to beat Fury and lost it. Look, betting, firstly, I think the opinion that you should actually follow, actually it's your own opinion, not what what am I? I'm just some guy off the internet that you've come across. Well, listen to me and mix that with listening to lots of other people and make your own decision, and don't blame me if 1 out of 7 bets goes wrong.
Well, but it could happen, and you proved that it did. So maybe people should watch.
A lot of people sent me some very kind messages. You know, they did bet. They followed my betting advice that I couldn't follow myself.
And a bet that you might be putting on. Obviously, last week, Sia Osgood called out Kay Prosper, and it looks like that fight's going to happen.
Looks very likely now. Steve Goodwin, the promoter for Kay Prosper, sent us an offer, which there's one tiny thing. What it is that Sia Osgood is sponsored by a very kind gentleman up in Tottenham who's making a documentary on him, and he's just said, I spoke to him and said, right, we've got to sell tickets for the fight. Are you happy? Because he sells a lot of tickets, this guy. Are you happy for us to make this fight? It's on this date. Can you sell tickets? And he said, yes, I can. But we have to have some content, some television rights for it. And as long as we get that, the fight's on. I spoke to the boxer. I didn't even have to really finish my sentence. You know, he was like, I will knock him out.
It's a good call-out video.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. They said, you know, they wanted an opponent. Well, there you go. Have some of that.
When is it likely to happen?
It's going to happen, right. Steve said to me, he said, oh, we can make that fight, but it has to be on my show. It must be, like I just said to you, I see myself primarily as a boxing manager who coincidentally promotes shows. Basically, I promote the shows to get my boxers from their starting point, if you like, to where they need to go. I will, in every instance, I will always put the needs and the requirements of the boxer as a boxer that's managed by me above my promotional wants and needs, because that's not right. You're not supposed to say, I only want what's right for me as a promoter, and you lot have to fit in with it. You know, no. So Steve insisted on it being on his show, and do you know what? I would rather it was on my show, absolutely 100%. But my commitment is to Sia Osgood, and it's to getting him the fights that he needs and that he wants. And like I said, I spoke to Sia. I said, look, this is the situation. You go and fight Kay Prosper on an away show. He wants to do it. Like I said, I'd rather it was on my show, but I'm happy to do it on theirs. So, and I think, you know, look, we've been working now with Sia since he's been here, and there are some things that he does that I'm not 100% happy with, but he's progressing at a really fast rate. I've never seen someone with, you know, he's the first one in here every day, he's normally the last out. He's he just works and works and works and works, and the tiniest detail, this is why I believe in him as a boxer, because if you mention one thing to him, look, Sia, you keep doing this, when you're throwing this shot, or when he's throwing that shot, you're doing this, you'll never have to say that to him again. The next day, he'll have completely, you can see he's gone away, he's thought about it, he's changed how he does it, and because of that, he improves. And I've got a lot of belief in him. So listen, this is what I will say to our old friend, Mr. Goodwin. You obviously have made it clear that you believe in Kay Prosper. Maybe you do, maybe you're just saying that to promote him, I'm not sure. But I really believe in Sia Osgood. So Steve, if you want £1,000 bet, even money, if it's a draw, we both get our money back. If my boxer wins, I take the 2,000. If your boxer wins, you take the 2,000. If you want that bet, I'm absolutely more than happy to put my money where my mouth is, and let's see who wins on the night, because I've got a strong feeling it's going to be Sia Osgood.
Well, a gauntlet laid down by Sia Osgood last week, and a gauntlet laid down by Mickey Elliott this week. Mickey,
that's the business we're in. It's got to be entertaining. It's got to be exciting. Let's roll the dice. Let's have a go.
There you go, Mickey. Thanks for your time this week. We'll catch up with you next week.
Hi guys, I'm Mickey Elliott. If you want to get the latest news and views of everything that's going on in the Hellraiser boxing world, and you want to get the notifications before anyone else, please give us a thumbs up on all the videos and subscribe. That way you get it first.